So I want to talk to you a little bit about the genesis of where my paintings begin and walk you through a few things. So I say the genesis of the paintings I've made lies in my notebooks, where I often write long lists of uninhibited questions. My sketchbooks are spaces for full autonomy. I write out a list of anywhere between 20 to 100 questions at any given time. And while I'm doing that, I'm not stopping, I'm not restricting myself, and afterwards I'll visit to assess the questions to see where my heart has been at. And I want to share what some of those questions have been over the last few years. So I compiled a few questions from different sketchbooks, probably in the last 10 years or so. So here's a few right here. When am I? What are the consequences of self-doubt? What do I have to put up with because of limiting self-beliefs? What stays in the present forever? What translates and passes through time? What direction does the universe move? To other life forms in this universe, can you hear me when I'm thinking? Will Earth ever give up? Why were we designed to have to eat? Is this to remind us of our dependence? So this next one is a personal favorite, and I took a picture of it from my sketchbook. It says, "What is my future wife doing right now? How will we meet? Have we met already?" And that's her right there, Rachel. That's my fiance. So I wrote this question about 10 years ago. I had no idea. We had already met, but I would have never known. So anyway, so let me get back to what I want to tell you. So there's often a desire to find answers immediately, to come to a conclusion about something. But in my approach, it's a little different. I don't intend to forge answers to these questions. Instead, I choose to live through the questions, to be present with them as I paint and as I move through life. Those questions I just shared with you are ones that I've asked myself, but for many years on any given day, others would ask me, "What do you paint?" And as much as I was being asked that question, I hadn't ever really spent too much time thinking about that. It's actually a very profound question. In my current exhibition, you won't find any specific things, places, spaces, or things to identify that you might see in this natural world. And regardless of the way that I paint, I don't think of the what so much when I am painting. Rather, I think of the how. I can create a process that has the potential to synthesize all of the forces I'm coming to the work with. Now, from 2015 to 2019, I was working at the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and this experience, I was working in security, and this experience left a profound impact on me that I never would have predicted. And so a colleague had once asked me, while we were in the Peter Paul Rubens exhibitions, a very simple question, which was, "What is the most important thing in this room?" And I paused and replied. I spent a second to think about it, and I said, "The air." As funny as that might sound, I was serious, and then I noted, and then afterwards I said, after the air, then probably the walls. And when I was thinking about that, it was because without the proper air quality, the painting will deteriorate, and so will we. And without the walls, the paintings wouldn't be presented properly. So the big picture here that I took away from this is that the relationship between the painting and the air and the walls, it symbolizes a relationship between spirit and matter. The tangible object has an eternal partner, space or absence. From that moment at the museum, I had gotten a clarity on a few things, such as the classic question, is the glass half full or half empty? It truly is a full glass with half water and half air. The air is equally vital. This perspective on the question reflects my approach to my artistic endeavors. And so I want to show you a few slides from the past few years that seem to embody the spirit. So this is much different than what's over there right now. But this is a body of work. This comes from a body of work titled Love Can Last Forever. And here, I was motivated to find harmony between a few things. One is between my love of painting, my own personal history with these sneakers, and locating myself in today's time, in today's contemporary world. And the title, it pulls from the Smashing Pumpkins song 33. So this is a couple of pieces from this body of work. This one's titled Pale Horse. This one was actually at Alex Berguin's gallery. Shout out to Alex, he's right there. And so now this is a bit different from that. And then the following paintings that you'll see, these paintings are to embrace the notion of fragmentation and wholeness. And I wanted to approach that energy into the genre of portrait painting. And so the next couple of paintings they're in the format of a triptych or a diptych, and that format has always fascinated me because I'm able to hold space for opposites. I'm able to juxtapose things together in a way that might be inviting of just distant things in the same universe, just being pressed next to each other. And it holds space for contemplative moments. And it's also just really challenging to make, which is something I enjoy. This painting's titled Gethsemane. This isn't a triptych or a diptych. I just like this painting. It's titled 222. And I'll end here because this is actually the first triptych I ever made, which is an homage to my family. It's titled A Reflection of Belief. So I want to get back to the question of what do you paint? What's most important to me is that I've dedicated myself to a process that holds space for seemingly distant things, contrasts, and I consider relationships of all kind. Now, when viewing my exhibition at the Nerman, all that I ask from each of you is that you come to it just as you are, to trust yourself and to embrace all that's visible and all that's not. Thank you.